Lindsay here. In today's video, I'm going to share a few ways that you can explore rhythmic rocking. This impacts the body on the level of the nervous system to help calm anxiety and stress and to kind of move out any feelings of discomfort or dis-ease. So try it out for yourself and see what you feel. So one other thing that I wanted to suggest before we move into the movement, and this might seem silly, but it can be really helpful, that as your body is starting to find the rhythm of the movement, it can be helpful to quietly sing a song in your head. And something simple like a child's song like Row, Row, Row Your Boat, or Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star, or the ABC song. It sounds ridiculous, but it can just kind of help your body settle into the rhythm of the rocking as well. So you can try it, you don't have to try it, it's totally up to you. So let's begin by coming down to lying on your back. You can keep the knees bent for this first movement, feet on the floor, and just take a moment to settle, feeling the contact points of the body on the ground. And you can do this lying on your bed as well. And just start to notice your breath. And then this movement, the first rhythmic rocking movement, is going to start to rock your body up and down. So I'm just shifting from head to toe. And sometimes this can be a difficult movement to connect to. It might feel a little bit wonky through your pelvis or through your feet. So you can try initiating the movement at your pelvis by rocking your pelvis forward and back or pressing through your feet. You shouldn't have to engage a lot through your legs. So if it feels kind of like the movement gets a little bit stuck, you're not quite sure, just pause. Take a breath or two, and then try it again. And singing a song in your head. And then you might start to notice what you're experiencing throughout your body. So as you rock, what are you experiencing in your legs or your feet? Do the toes lift or do they stay on the floor? Are the legs engaging or are they fairly relaxed? Notice what's happening at your hip flexors. There will be some engagement here. Feel the movement through your abdomen and your chest. And notice, does your head rock? Or is it still? Is it just moving up and down? Or something else? And what about the arms? Are the arms moving? Do they feel stiff? And getting a sense of how energy flows up and down through your body as you rock. And also notice your breath. Are you breath holding? Are you breathing with ease? Just gathering little data points, information about your experience. Is there something you want to change? Do you want to stop the movement? Do you want to keep the movement going? These are all things that you get to decide based on what you are experiencing, what you are feeling. It might feel good to keep rocking for maybe up to 5 minutes. Maybe 30 seconds is enough and you want to take a break. Maybe like 20 seconds and a break, and then another 20 seconds and a break. This is where you get to decide. The next one is extending the legs all the way down. And I realize you can't see my feet right now, but imagine that my feet are touching a wall or a piece of furniture. And the action of pressing my feet against the wall, pressing and releasing, or pulsing my feet against the wall, is now rocking my body up and down. And so this experience might be a little bit different. Depending on where there are patterns of tension or tightness, it might feel like movement is limited. And the legs might feel really tight, might feel like a block through your hips or your shoulders. Take a break as you need. This might be really tiring for the legs, so notice if you start to get fatigued. And take a break and take a few breaths, and then come back. Maybe try singing the song again in your head. And then you might just start to notice that you have a preference for one or the other. So maybe it's easier for you, maybe it feels better to press the feet against the wall, or maybe it feels better to have the knees bent. You can come back to the first option and try it again. It might start to feel different. And you can alternate between the two. So there's really no right or wrong way to do this. It's just an exploration of movement. Okay, so I'm going to come back into stillness. And I'm going to teach you another one. So now we're going to focus primarily on the head. So orient yourself to your ears and to the floor. And we're going to start by thinking that one ear is really heavy and the head's just going to roll to the side. The ear's going to drop to the floor. And then roll back to center. And then the opposite ear sinking towards the floor. And then back to center. So we're going to start going side to side. And just taking a short pause in the middle, just as your body kind of gets used to and adapting to this movement. And then you might start to find more of a fluid movement, side to side. Letting the head rock. Now, I'm doing quite big movements with my own head. If that doesn't feel good, maybe go a little bit smaller. Maybe the ear doesn't drop all the way down. Or maybe you go really tiny. Just a little movement. So you can explore if it's small, or if the movement's big, or somewhere in between. And again, you can sing a little song in your head. And it's kind of like if your nose is following a line. It's just going straight side to side. And you can do this for as little time or as long amount of time as you would like. And then we can just pause. And it's good to check in with how you feel. Has your state changed? If you're feeling really anxious, have you dropped down a couple rungs? If you're feeling stressed, are you feeling a little bit calmer? Okay. And then from here, if lying on your belly is an option that feels okay for you, we will explore coming down to lying on our belly. Okay, come on a bit of an angle here. And then you can support your forehead with your hands. And the toes can point back. And so just like we did on our back, just taking a moment to settle. Let the legs relax. Feel your belly against the ground. And then turn your attention to your breath. You might notice how the belly and the ribs gently press into the floor as you inhale and soften as you exhale. And now, when you're ready, this next movement I call bottom rocking. So we're essentially rocking our bum side to side. And so it's like if someone brought their hand to your low back radial on your sacrum and started to rock your pelvis side to side. We're just going to try to find that ourselves. And you can use a little song to help you. And you might find you need to take little breaks. And then come back to it again. Again, you decide for how long and how big or small. So the movement could be quite big. Or it could be teeny tiny. You might feel limits in your movement. It might feel like the movement is fluid and flowing, and maybe you want more containment, so you go smaller. Again, without having to force, we're just finding a rhythmic movement where you can breathe with ease. And then we're going to come back into stillness. And I'm going to teach you one more. So for this one, we're going to come up onto our arms, onto our forearms. And if this feels uncomfortable for your low back, if there's pinching or pain, just come on back down and you can skip this one. So you decide whether it's right for you or not. If you're on your forearms, tuck your toes under. We're going to use our toes to propel our body forward and back. So we're going to come into a little bit of forward and back rocking. And you might find that very quickly you start to feel tired. And so then you can come down and rest. And then maybe you try rocking the pelvis side to side again. Or maybe you just stay in stillness. And then you can try it again. And I know for me, when I started doing this, like I often feel like my movement kind of gets stuck kind of right around here. It's started to open up because I practice this fairly often. And you can sing the song again. And you might have a preference. You might say, this one's not for me. I prefer bottom rocking. So you can switch back to this. Or you can alternate between the two. Maybe do 30 seconds of one and then 30 seconds of another. Or do a couple minutes of one and a couple minutes of another. Again, there's no right or wrong way. You just pay attention to what works and what feels good and do that. And then whatever doesn't work, whatever doesn't feel good, don't do that. It's super simple. And that is how we listen to our bodies. So, quick recap. Lying on our back with the knees bent, rocking forward and back, legs straight, rocking up and down, head rocking side to side, lying on your belly, rocking the bum side to side, and coming up onto the forearms with the toes tucked under, and rocking forward and back. So, have fun exploring, and then once you're finished, take some time to really check in and notice how you feel. This movement can be really, really powerful in reducing some of the, crazy stress and anxiety that we all feel, and just helping our body feel a little bit more relaxed and a little bit softer. So, explore, have fun, and if you have any questions, you can always comment below. Have a great day.